I was this gonna bless somebody. All right, this gonna bless you. I was discussing with my dad pretty much that I need six figures to do to do what I need to do. I need my business at six figures at least. And he responded, "No, you don't need that." He said, "You need that, watch this, because you're trying to do it by yourself. Because you're trying to do it by yourself." And that's something you need to glean from. That was a aha moment for me. You can't, your progression is slowed down, or you're stopping your progression because you're trying to do it yourself. All right, you trying to DTF print, you trying to screen print, you trying to do embroidery, you're trying to cut vinyl, you're trying to answer emails, you're trying to answer messages on Etsy, you're trying to make mock-ups, you're trying to put the listings up on Etsy. You want another Etsy shop. You want to digitize embroidery files. You want to sell digitized files. You got to put the digitized files on Etsy. You got to list them. You got to do customer service on Etsy. You got to print labels. You got to go to the mail. You got to drop the packages off every day at the door post office. You got to cut patches out. You got to put the patches in the envelopes. You don't hear no machines running right now, do you? You see, I got my vinyl. I got the darn heat press on because I was putting adhesive on the back of the patches, but you can't keep the machines running. You can't be everywhere. You can't do everything. You're gonna have to train some people. And you're gonna have to trust some people. You're gonna have to prove some friends. You're gonna have to test some friendships. And sub out some of the work. Some things you're gonna have to sub some things out if you want to get the ball rolling. And sometimes you can't. There's stuff that I haven't listed because I haven't had time. It's stuff I've created that I haven't had time to list. There's things I bought, I want to list it, and I'm trying to find time to finish creating it so I can list it so it can start selling. There's things I done had for a week now that I haven't been able to get to list it because you're trying to do it by yourself. And it's not even just in my business, but just also in just things in general, just even us moving as a nation of people. If you don't see the progression, because we're all trying to do it by ourselves, we all trying to do it as individual groups. We're trying to raise families by ourselves. When we understand that it takes a village, and in business it takes a village. All right, so you're gonna have to start making connections this year. You're gonna have to do some favors for some people. I hate to take it to these streets. Okay, I hate to do that, but when I was in the streets, I fronted all my partners some dope. I fronted all of them. Everybody around me, I fronted because I was fronted. Alright, I got fronted a little pack. I gave all my partners a little pack. Who asked? I just want somebody to just offer. But if they were trying to make some money, I would offer them a little pack, and I would prove them to see if they're gonna do right. Very few did right. Very few did right. But I want you to glean from that you may have to set some people up to see if they're gonna do right. To see if you can use these people, to see where their skill set's at, and you're gonna have to train them in some things, and maybe eventually they can become an asset or a tool that can help you to get to that next stage, instead of you waiting for your business to get there. Because realistically, for a business to get to just get stable, it take at least 5 years. But to let alone, start producing six figures, you know, it usually takes some work, man. It usually takes some years and some time and great effort and great sacrifice. But if you want to speed that process up, it's gonna take you bringing in and training and subbing out certain and building a family. All right, and building a family. There's no need for you to be watching me, watching my channel, and I'm doing something that you ain't doing, and you doing something that I ain't doing. Even having the 3D printer, like I can't even plug all this stuff up. Sometimes I plug some of this stuff up, everything shut off. It's just too much. You got too much going on. You know what I'm saying? So keep that phrase in mind. All right, when you thinking about, well, why I'm not growing, why is it taking so long? It's because you're trying to do it by yourself.